Yeah, sticking with track and field fans and pundits, many of them have called Jamaica's performance at the Paris Olympics in August underwhelming as the country caught just 6 medals at the Games. The first of those 6 was a historic one, courtesy of Rajindra Campbell, the first man to win an Olympic medal in a throwing event for the black, green and gold. Since then, he's done well on the European circuit, winning at 2 meets and placing 3rd at another. We are pleased to be joined by the 2-time Jamaica national champion, Rajindra Campbell. Rajindra, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. You know, last time we spoke to you on this show, you had just broke the Jamaica national record for the first time, and we were looking ahead to the World Championships with some amount of anticipation. Of course, you got to the final there, didn't win a medal, but you put that right at the Olympic Games by winning the bronze medal there. But I really want to start in May, Rajindra, because after winning that medal, you said, listen, back in May, I wanted to stop this thing. I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. Can you detail for us what was going or what went into that thought process and how close you really came to quitting earlier this year?
Thank you guys for having me. I do remember that interview, and I think I did what I should have done this year, which I'm grateful for. But back in May, after the disappointing performance at the indoor championship, I was back in the process of training, and to me, I wasn't making the progress I think I should have made in terms of the finances and, just the overall pressure that was coming from performing. Not a sense pressure, not a sense of bad pressure, but the expectations for myself. I was very disappointed with the outcome of the World Indoor Championship. So I was at practice one day, knowing I have to speed up practice so I can get to work. And while I was there, I'm like, in a sense, how do I get to travel to the world, compete, represent Jamaica? I don't see where it is sufficient, right, for what I'm trying to accomplish in my personal life. And thinking on the possibility of achieving more outside of the sport, I was at practice one day, I just stopped throwing. I was there, I'm like, I'm wasting my time. And my coach drove by and saw me. He was like, why are you leaving so early? I'm like, coach, I can't do this. I explained to him the challenges I was facing. He said I should take the day and come back and talk to him tomorrow. Called my brother at the same time. I said, yo, done with this. Because to me, I have seen other competitors that are not competing close to what I am Max I'm producing. And when you have conversation with them, you question if you're appreciated, or is a situation where for Jamaica, we're accustomed to winning goals. And I believe that we're accustomed to a level of success with minimal investment, where for a track athlete, it might be easy for them to generate revenue, but for throwers, field event athletes, a lot more difficult. So all of that just came to a boiling point where, couldn't manage it anymore. I said, you know what, I can go make things better for myself. And fortunately, deep down, I don't want to give up on the sport, but at the same time, I understand the responsibilities that I have. I have to make sure I prioritize myself first before I can do anything for anybody else. So that was the thought process going into it. And unfortunately, end of the day, I believe even if I quit, it had been a decision. It would have been an honest decision, because I believe I put in the effort, I put in the work, regardless of the result. I did commit to it. So I wasn't disappointed if I walked away from it.
Yeah, talk to me about, if you can also detail how or what your days were like in that period. So we talk about training, we talk about work. Give us an understanding of what you were going through daily.
A part of it is, as a shot putter, my weight fluctuates between 285 and 295. The optimal weight for me, I think, is 305. that takes a lot. The amount I consume, one, pressure in the pockets. Then you can't have a structural job because we're traveling, we're training. Fortunately for me, I have access to the university that I attended, and regardless, I don't have to be in a schedule. I try to be as respectful as possible to fit my practice within their schedule. So in a way, so I don't basically abuse the free will I have. Then not looking down on any job, but the job I had, to me, it was. I understand the reason why I was doing it, but at the same time, I know I could have done way better if I didn't have, if I wasn't doing the sport. Um,
Can you
when
say
all
what
that
job
come,
it was?
I was delivering pizza for Domino's.
Ah,
Yes.
I like
So,
pizza, by the way.
I mean, I enjoy pizza as well, but at the same time, you are a college grad. You are in an environment where there's a lot of opportunities around me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I can do to better off myself and my family, and it. You have to cut practice short. That's the first thing. Cutting practice short so you can go to work, and then not leaving work till 1 a.m. in the morning and 2 a.m. on the weekend. After a while, it start like, the athlete I'm competing against. Like, most meets I go into. Let's if you look back at World Championship last year, I was ranked in the top four going into the finals. Someone expected to contend for a medal. World indoors, same thing. Well, and going into the Olympics, the same expectation. But I'm saying, like, the guys I'm competing against don't have the same level of stress that I do.
Yeah.
They don't have the same challenges that I do. So to me, I wasn't given the opportunity to. That's where my coach and my brother stepped in. So I was able to step away from the job and actually focus in on practice from June until the Olympics, and the results showed.
Yeah. Now that you have won an Olympic medal, has your life yet changed for the better? If so, how significantly? And if not, do you see it changing for the better? Are you now less concerned about your future within the sport of track and field, and especially from a financial standpoint?
So I see it changing. Unfortunately for now, it's still in the same situation I was before I left. But I do see it changing eventually. The season just got over. I think it was got concluded like 2, 3 weeks ago. There's still a road race now. I've been going that before any form of contract talk can even take place. Um, I am very optimistic in terms of what I can produce for next year. I see where I believe I did what was necessary for me to get support from the government organizations to where I can go and compete at my best at the right time at championship, win medals, and make everybody and myself proud. So I'm very optimistic as it relates to the future. But for now, still navigating, still trying to work the fine print out.
Yeah, and you briefly mentioned next year, and I'm going to just like jump the gun and ask you, what are some of the targets that you set for yourself for next year? Just some of the preparation. And you're right when you say your season just ended like a few weeks ago. But preparation. Have you started thinking about that, or are you not a planner?
The first objective is to rewrite the wrong from the World Indoor Championship.
Okay.
I went in with the intention to challenge for the gold medal. Unfortunately, leading up to it, I wasn't able to train for a week and a half after the Madrid meet. Nowhere to lift, nowhere to train. Navigating through Europe, a lot of things didn't go my way. So the first objective is World Indoor. That's the first championship I would say I'll go in there to win. Um, Consistency. I think I was better. I was more consistent this year than I was last year. I'm trying to find a way to improve on that. The higher I can reach the threshold, the more throws I have at 22 meters, I believe the easier it will for me to go to progress to 23 meters, which is the standard right now. So, a lot of work to do. But one of the main things is body weight. I have to get to 305.
Yeah.
That's one of the most challenging tasks I have is to maintain the body weight.
Right, and so I get that. You have a lot of work to do. You have set targets for yourself. This question now is on the financial side because when you were responding to Ricardo's questions, you spoke about, your financial situation still being the same. It's going to get better and all of that. But most times, and I noticed this, this happens for a fact, when an athlete does well, the corporate sector jumps on board and they're ready to support. Have you experienced that, or is it still tough for you to get sponsors? And you're smiling, so let me hear.
It's been an interesting time after everything is wrapped up, and I'm trying to stay optimistic. All right. I know there are a few talks. I know a lot of the managing personnel in the respective organization, the J3s and JWA, say they have put in a few words for me. So I'm just sitting open for the best. But my way of thinking, my way of doing things, I have to be self-reliant in a sense where it come down to it, I have to be based on my own feet without worrying about the possibility of someone not showing up for me. That's not a feeling I like. I like to know when I go into something, I have things planned out. This is the approach I take, this is the result I expect. And so still being reliant in a sense. Kind of frustrating, but it's a part of it. Everything is a stepping stone. Being objective going in was to perform. I did that. Now, let's see if things change or not.
Yeah, Rajindra, I have two questions for you quickly. Can you outline for us how disappointing it is for you as a field events performer to not get the kind of recognition and easy support that the track athletes get? Because you referenced it earlier on when you were speaking. Can you put it into different words for us about the level of frustration that you feel as a field events competitor not getting the kind of glamour that a track athlete gets?
All right. Jamaica track and field is merely Jamaica track. All right? Usain Bolt, Asawa Poe, Ewan Blake, Shelly, and all the runners, Jamaica pride themselves on being the sprint capital of the world. Right? What they don't understand that track and field, there's a field side of track and field where it's dominated mainly by the Americans. Right? Now, at the end of the day, the Americans are the one we compete against the most. My belief is they don't see it as important, or the legacy that have been set in the past, field event athletes somewhat diverse from it. Regardless of the success we had from Frederick Dacres, O'Dane Richards, Jason Morgan, and Dorian Scott. Compared to what is done on the track, I would say the majority see that that's not as important to the culture of the sport in Jamaica. I mentioned to a few interviewers that Jamaica have a lot of athletes, meaning if you put them in a specific field and nurture them, they will succeed. Unfortunately, people don't see, the majority don't see the dream basically, and they're not as optimistic to invest in a field that is not as dominant as they are on the track. That's the conclusion I come to about it.
Yeah. Just one quick one before we have to wrap, Rajindra, about the Olympic final. One of the moments that really stand out to me was when you threw the 22.15 meters and the world record holder, the defending champion, Ryan Krauser, looked genuinely shocked. I don't know if you have seen his reaction. Did you have any words with him? Did he say anything to you? We know that he's had a hand in the Olympic discus throw champion, Rajay Stoner. Did you have any sort of conversations with him or talk to him about that reaction when you moved into the silver medal position?
No. So I remember last year, because I met him last year at Arkansas, and Rajay Stoner beat me in the shot put. I threw 19.98, and Rajay threw 20 meters for the first time. And then the next time I saw him was World Championship finals with a pair of 22 meter. He said that, yo, incredible season, what you have done. The indoor, coming in knowing that I threw 22 meters, I believe the majority expected something. His reaction is a bit surprising, but, you know, got them where I want them.
It is what it is. Well, congratulations, Rajindra. It was a terrific year for you. And still, what was it? 4 fall throws in the Olympic final, but
yeah.
This time around, you got the big one. So you only need one in the throw. So
only need one.
Keep getting that
more
one.
consistent throws coming in the future. The fall problem. I didn't have any. Think about it. Last year, I didn't have no throws in the finals. This year, I got 2. And I got bronze. So imagine if I get all 6.
All right, we're looking forward. Take care, Rajindra. Great year.
I appreciate it.
All right, Rajindra Campbell. So much, I think, to talk about out of that interview, but we have to go to break now. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone, including a look ahead to the CPL Eliminator match between the Royals and the Knight Riders, and we have JPL to discuss as well. Stay with us.